channel, and finally we're getting to have a look at this G-Shock that I unboxed a few weeks ago now. Yeah, it's taken me a little longer than I'd like to have got round to this one, but anyway, we are here now. This is the Casio G-Shock GA-900HC, and this is the -5 AER, the 5 being the colorway for it, but it's part of the Hidden Coast series. Now, the Hidden Coast series actually covers 3 different reference numbers. There's different versions of this available in this shape, and there is also the GA-2000, the GA-2100, which is a slightly slimmer version, and then this one, which is the GA-900, which is available, I think, in about 5 different colorways. And one of them is actually kind of specifically aimed at construction workers. It's got the high visibility reflective strap on it and things like that. There are some very cool features with this. They are, however, very, very, very big. Now, I know G-Shocks are big, and I know I usually say things like, well, yeah, G-Shocks are supposed to be big, but the one thing I've actually found about this is it does wear very big. So let's get into it. What are we talking about? Overall, where these 2 pushers are, and it's the same here, we have a case width of 50.3, and we have a lug to lug. If you measure from this point here to this point here, we are at 52.8. If you include these outer parts here, to the widest part is 65.7 millimeters. We've got a thickness of 16.8 millimeters. And we've got a lug width of 18 millimeters, which changes to 24 millimeters. Because you can change the straps on this one, which is one of the cool things. You've got your standard 18 millimeter in here. You've got quick release, you get your spring bar tool in there, because obviously you're not going to get your fingers in, so you can pop that out. Or from here, there is actually a spring bar in here. You can get your tool in there to release it, or they've also given you a hole, so you've got various ways to get this part of the strap off. Now, taking this strap off, I think, is one of the things I found with this is, normally I don't have a problem with comfort and G-Shocks because they're light. You know, this resin band isn't an issue, but these bits here, yeah, I just found I kept kind of moving it around my wrist because it was sort of uncomfortable. So, you know, it's not, I haven't found it to be particularly comfortable on the stock strap. It weighs in at 78 grams, which is kind of normal for a G-Shock. Right, what's going on the dial? Now, where these various colorways and different shapes and series of the Hidden Coast series kind of come together is mainly on the dial, and the kind of the hexagonal, or however many sides that is, I haven't counted them actually, but the shape of the kind of the hex nut shape of the watch. They all kind of share that, and they all share a very similar chapter ring. The only real differences being the displays. Now, also the negative display on this, I've had negative display before, and they can be a nuisance to see, but as you can see, this one is really quite difficult. So what we will do is we'll move in a bit closer so we can have a closer look at that. Now, while you are in kind of timekeeping mode, not as it is at the moment, which is in world time, you can change your modes by the usual button here. So you've got alarm, you've got 5 different alarms, you've got a stopwatch, you've got a countdown timer, and then, sorry, there's your countdown timer, there's your world time. So the let's get back to the time. While you're in the time mode, you've got quick access to the stopwatch, which is this button over here, and it will instantly go to the stopwatch. And then you can stop that, and then to reset, it's the reset button over at the top left. So it's got all the usual features. You've got like a running seconds element going on at the top left, and in the the space at the top right there will tell you what mode you're in, and that is actually really difficult to see as it's negative. I mean, it's okay at the moment because we're up really close. The colorway of this, I think, is actually really cool. You know, the different colors going on with the grays and the yellow. I mean, I do like kind of yellow accents on a watch. I think orange looks good as well, especially on things like a G-Shock. But I would say that the negative display on this really is quite difficult to see, except in daylight and under the studio lights. I mean, it's bright as anything in here, and it is still not the easiest thing to see. There is the construction workers version of this, has a kind of a halfway house. It's got a green background digital display with a semi-negative LED or LCD kind of letters and numbers on it. It's a little easier to see than this one, but yeah, I think that is apart from being able to tell the time, which you can, no problem at all, because legibility on the analog side isn't an issue. There is a backlight on this, and I'll put some backlight footage of that, and I think that it's a single LED at the bottom corner down here, and it actually really doesn't do very much at all, and that's surprising for a G-Shock, because most of the G-Shocks I've had, the backlight's been pretty good. There is a little bit of lume on the hands, as you can see, but it's a little bit of a non-event. I think overall I found the watch quite large, even for me, and it does sound a bit odd because G-Shocks are meant to be quite big, just by the manner of what they are, but I just found it just a little too big and a bit uncomfortable at this point here. The other thing on the strap is I noticed that they've changed the hardware. We are now, I think I mentioned that in the unboxing, this is now plastic, the buckle, as opposed to stainless steel. I don't know what the thinking is behind that. I guess they know what they're doing, and I guess they've decided it's equally as strong. Maybe it's a cost-cutting measure, who knows. Moving to the back of the watch, you've got all your usual stuff on there. Got your screw down case back. You can get different outer bezels for these. There's various colorways if you fancy swapping them over, and they are very easy. It is literally 4 screws, 2 either side. You just pop those out and then kind of flip that out past the button, and that will pop off, and you can put your new multicolored one or whatever it is that you fancy. But you know, the other thing I was going to say is they are there for show. I have actually seen a video of somebody changing one of these bezels, and they come off with it, and you can change those as well, so you can have different color ones. So yeah, there is a lot of cool stuff going on with it, but also it is, I don't know, for me, I just felt that even for me with my 7 3/4 inch large wrist, it just felt a bit big. Not heavy, just big. So yes, is it cool? Yes, absolutely. I think it's cool. Do I recommend it? Yes, because it's a G-Shock, and it's going to last you forever. So yeah, the downsides of it for me personally is the negative display, and the poor backlight. I think they're probably the two things that I would take away from it that were that kind of not necessarily as good as they could be. But on the plus side, you do have interchangeable straps, and you can put any 24mm strap in there. If you're going to do that, I would suggest a 2-piece. If you go for one of these thread through kind of military style ones, you're just going to increase the thickness by a couple of millimeters, if not more, and it's already kind of 16.8, so we're getting up to 17mm thick, so it is a chunky monkey. But yes, there we go. Let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comments. And please like the video if you like this kind of content. Let me know, like I said, what you think of this G-Shock and G-Shocks in general. Any others that you want to see on the channel, let me know, and I'll see if I can get them in. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video. Cheers for now.